Hello, this is the third video in my series where I go through the new Yosl and the Yingels EP and I explain the songs on it. So the new EP called Zikhroynes, the third song is called Lomir Freylekh Zayn, Let's Be Happy. And this is actually the first song, or the only song on the EP that I didn't write the music for, just the lyrics. The origin story of this song is that I was playing a couple shows with this really cool local Polish folk band, and they had a song called Jewish Polka, which is itself a folk song from Poland, which might have Jewish origins. And for that reason, they asked if I could add a verse to it in Yiddish. I did, and I performed it with them, and eventually this became the germ for Lomir Freylekh Zayn. I adapted the song, made it a bit more personal, and made some adjustments to the melody and form. And in the first verse, which is based on the verse that I sang with Pokey, I talk about a son begging his mother for permission to go out on the Sabbath. He says, "Mamanu, chvil me gan raus mit de chvarim." My sweet mother, I would like to go out with my friends. Is mehr nicht in der alter Heim. We're not living in Europe anymore. In Ovent, a Masiba kimt, nor einmal in a Shabbos. There's going to be a party tonight, just one time on a Sabbath night. Vagan zu fies and hand mit nicht. I'll walk and not carry anything. Mama betich dir. I beg you. It's funny to say not carry anything because that's a Shabbos law that you shouldn't carry objects from the private domain into the public domain. But I thought it was funny because, of course, going to a party on Shabbos is a way bigger infraction than carrying an item out of the house. It's like, sure, I robbed the bank, but I paid for parking. You got to give me that. Anyways, then it comes to an instrumental B section and the chorus. For the chorus, I wanted it to be really simple and something that everyone could sing along to. I was thinking about songs like Ale Brider or Tumbalalaika, which you don't have to know Yiddish to sing along to the chorus. Well, Ale Brider has a wordless chorus, but so I kept it really simple. The lyrics are Trinkt alle trinken, tanzt alle tanzen, singt alle singen, Lomir Freylekh Zayn. Everyone drink, everyone dance, everyone sing, let's be happy. It's just describing the party. It's like my version of a pop chorus, a Yiddish pop chorus. And this is followed by an extremely satisfying clarinet solo by the producer and clarinetist, Jacob Grzalson. He uses this really cool tonguing technique that gives the clarinet a sound of kind of half crying and half laughing. And then we get to the second and only other verse of the song. Now, I mentioned in my last video that in Yiddish music, conversation songs are a really big part of the genre. And it's actually so common that there could even be a subgenre of conversation songs that are specifically about mothers and their children, conversation between them. So, for instance, you hear this in songs like Yo, mein liebe Tochter, or more important to this song, Auf dem Weg steht der Baum, and I'll explain that in a second why. So, the second verse is the mother's response. She says, Mein Lieber, hitten sollst du sich. The Nacht sei neppeldig. My love, you should take care of yourself. The night is very foggy. Vergiss nicht dein warme West und sorgen will ich nicht. Don't forget your warm vest so that I won't have to worry. So the mother doesn't say no. Instead, she worries about him and tells him to dress warmly. The idea comes from what I was just talking about, Auf dem Weg steht der Baum, which I mentioned a second ago. In that song, a boy wants to turn into a bird to keep a nearby tree company throughout the winter. And his mother weighs him down with clothing and guilt, so that ultimately he changes his mind. Literally, he becomes too weighed down to fly. In my song, the mother goes on to say, Na dir deine Stiefel her. Here, take your boots. Treit still in the reine Ster. Step quietly and don't disturb the calm of Shabbos. Wenn Ovis Zeit der aufgeschleppt. We've dragged them along from the times of our ancestor, Azai die hast gelebt, so that you could have lived. So this is where the mother weighs down the son, in my version. But in this song, it's not physical weight of the clothing. It's just the weight of Jewish history and culture. And of course, a mother's guilt shown through a pair of boots, which is my nod to Auf dem Weg steht der Baum. Though the specific idea about talking about the weight of Jewish continuity in a song is from yet another Yiddish classic, probably one of the best known Yiddish songs, Offen Pripyatchik. And this was especially present topic for me at the time of writing this song because it's right around the time that my son was born. And so I really had this idea in mind. A few people have said when they heard the song that, you know, they made a joke, like I'm the son who suffered from the mother's guilt, but actually I probably connect a little bit better with the mother, though maybe with both of them. Anyways, thank you so much for listening, and if you haven't yet, click on the link to hear the song. It should be popping up here.
Lomir Freylekh Zayn. Trink alle trinken, tanz alle tanzen, tanz alle tanzen, sing alle singen.